1.
Proudly serving the Coal River Valley. This is Z92 from the Mountain Trail.
It's time for Scott Skyhawk basketball, presented by Boone Memorial Hospital on WZAC and the Skyhawk Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by
Farrell and Hill Insurance Agency, insuring our local community for over 70 years.
Parker's Hardware, your one-stop shop for all your hardware needs.
Rodney Miller, serving Boone County for over 40 years.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Clayton Homes, opening doors to a better life, one home at a time.
The Hanley family of businesses, serving the region for over 50 years.
Caldwell Insurance Agency. Let our family serve your family.
Dr. Ron Stallings, serving the residents of Southern West Virginia since 1985.
Schaefer and Schaefer, attorneys at law, serving West Virginia for over 100 years.
Cabo's Ice Cream and Deli, home of the area's only wood-fired brick oven pizza.
And by
Diesel Electric of Danville, your local interstate battery dealer.
And now let's go courtside with all the action of tonight's game. Here's the voice of the Scott Skyhawks, Joe Linville.
Thank you very much, Steve Green. We are topside here in the Hawks Nest. Nice crowd on hand tonight. Before we get down to basketball, a couple guys we want to dedicate our broadcast to tonight. First of all was Mr. J.D. Turley. He was a teacher at Madison Middle School, had an influence on a lot of many students over the years, and we'll talk more about this at halftime. And also, Logan is mourning the death of Howard Jimerson, and I worked with Howard at WVOW, super guy. He was the first face I saw when I came in the mornings when I was when I was working over at the studios at WVOW. He always had a big story to tell or something he wanted to talk about. So our broadcast tonight is dedicated to J.D. Turley and Howard Jimerson. We'll talk more about those gentlemen coming up at the half. Now, we've got a lot to talk about because we've got two teams, even though we're still fairly early in the season, these two teams have already met. They met in, it was the opening game for Logan over at the Logan Fieldhouse, and Scott did not show up that night. Doug Kennedy, I'm telling you, Logan couldn't miss and Scott couldn't buy a basket that night. Sometimes you just have those games.
You have those games, and, you know, whether they're sectional foes, Joe, the rivalries, anytime these two teams get together, you can throw the records out the door. It's going to be a good ball game.
You know, over the years, Logan and Scott has, you know, kind of created a little rivalry. I know Scott and Chapmanville are pretty good rivals, but, you know, Logan's just on up the road a few more miles, and, you know, there's it's a love-hate relationship. I know a ton of people in Logan. I've got to know most of the coaches over there fairly well. I enjoy doing a lot of the broadcasts of the Logan Wildcats as well as the Skyhawks. So, you know, I know a lot of folks on both sides of the fence, but when it comes down to a ball game, you throw the gloves off and come out swinging.
Yeah, and Logan brings that tradition.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You know, it goes back to Coach Willie Akers and the running Wildcats. And, you know, Logan's always in the running for that state tournament bid. And, you know, Scott, they can solidify themselves, come in with a lot of confidence. If they come in and pick up the win tonight, that give them confidence going into the sectional tournament.
And before we get too deep into our broadcast, I want to wish a speedy recovery to the head coach of the Logan Wildcats, Zach Green. He's a little under the weather. He's, my understanding, he's on the mend. Should be back probably in the gym on Monday. So, Coach, we'll miss you tonight, and hope to see you soon back on the basketball court. But anyway, let's go back to that first game. You know, Logan literally they blew Scott off the floor, won the game 98-64. A lot of the fans, and Coach Green backed them off there at the end. I mean, they could have easily scored 100 points on Scott. And I think some of the fans that night was a little disappointed. But, you know, it was the first game of the season. You know, they'd already made a statement. They already had the game into control. But that night, for the Wildcats, Jackson Tackett had 29 points. Jackson Kogar had 21 points, and Scotty Browning had 20. So that just shows you Logan can shoot the ball, and they definitely put the points up that night. On the other end of the floor for the Skyhawks, they were led by Reese Carden with 18, Braxton Dolan 13, and Landon Stone with 11. So, Scott had three, players in double figures around. But Scott was really expecting. They had been over in Wyoming County at a tournament. They were expecting to come in. They had 2 great nights of basketball. I think, I'll be honest with you, and I told Coach Browning this earlier tonight, I think Scott just came into the game with too much confidence.
Yeah, sometimes that can work against you, Joe, but, and sometimes you got to get reality check. So, they can avenge that loss from earlier in the season and, help themselves going on it into the sectional tournament coming up in the.
But both these teams coming into tonight have big wins coming into tonight's game. Logan's undefeated, number 1 in the state. I don't think we mentioned that. Want to pass that along. But they knocked off Winfield Tuesday night, 62-58 in a game that went right down to the wire. Aiden Slack scored 16 points for the Wildcats. Jackson Kogar had 15. Scotty Browning 14. Garrett Williamson had 10. So there again, anybody in this starting lineup for either team can shoot the ball if they get warmed up and can get hot from their spots on the floor. For the Skyhawks, they knocked off the Chapmanville Regional Tigers by a score of 76-42. Scott jumped out to a 10-0 lead before Chapmanville even put points on the board. I think Chapmanville was a little stunned. I think they may have been a little surprised about that initial sting, and they just never could regroup. They had been the week off. They had the week off before with COVID, and they had come into the game at 4-4, and 5 of their 8 games had been played in Tennessee in tournaments. So, a lot of folks didn't really know what to expect out of the Tigers, but they came in with, pretty much same 5 returning starters from a year ago.
Yeah, anytime you beat Chapmanville, especially as the recent past, that's a big win, and that's a good confidence booster for the Skyhawks. Hopefully they can take that into tonight's game
and make something happen with it. We'll go ahead and step aside, take our first 2-minute break of the night, and we want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight from WVOW 101.9 in Logan, 92.5 WZAC here in Madison, Danville, and the Skyhawk Sports Network, and we're also on Video Productions. We'll be back after this 2-minute break here on the Skyhawk Sports Network.
Looking to sell your vehicle? Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
Back in the Hawks Nest here at Scott High School. Both teams, well, actually, Scott just headed off to the locker room. We're about a little over 5 minutes away from the tip for tonight's game. Let's take a look at these two schools. The Logan Wildcats come into the game tonight undefeated at 7-0. They have wins over Scott, North Marion, Shady Spring. The night they played Shady Spring, Logan was actually ranked number 2. Shady was number 1. Of course, the following rankings came out. Logan immediately jumped to number 1, and they've been there ever since. Had a nice win back on New Year's Eve over Capital. Another win over Wayne, 86-54. Chapmanville game was canceled due to COVID. They played last week, knocked off Woodrow Wilson 64-46 in that game we talked about a few minutes ago. 62-58 win over the Winfield Generals. Logan comes into the game, 7 wins, no losses. For the Skyhawks, they come into tonight's game at 4-4. Opened up with 2 wins on the season at the Tip-Off Classic at Westside. Knocked off Liberty Raleigh 74-58. Knocked off Westside 82-43. Then they hit that buzzsaw at Logan. Fell to Winfield. Scott only lost to Winfield by 2 points. That was a heck of a game as well. Also, Scott fell to Ripley and Polka here in Madison. Then they've come off with 2 wins on New Year's Eve. Knocked off a very talented Herbert Hoover team 70-57. Knocked off Chapmanville Regional 76-42. They've won their first 2 and they've won their last 2. So we'll see how things shake out tonight between these 2 ball clubs.
Thing about it, Joe, play defense, it will turn into offense. So get on the boards, play good defense, take care of the basketball.
Early in the season, you said it, the board, Scott was not getting those offensive rebounds especially, but they weren't getting the defensive rebounds, and Coach Sean Ballard has really worked on basic fundamentals over the last, the holiday break, and it showed in the last 2 games. It has really showed how much improvement these Skyhawks have incorporated those basic skills. We'll go ahead, step aside, take our final 2-minute break. We come back, we'll have our starting lineups and the tip of tonight's game between the 7-0 number 1 Logan Wildcats and the 4-4 Scott Skyhawks. You're listening to high school basketball on WZAC, WVOW, the Skyhawk Sports Network, and Video Productions.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Most people think that after an accident, you'll have to pay $500 for your deductible. The truth, at Allstate, you could pay 0. Allstate gives you $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Then another $100 off every year you don't have an accident. Let the good hands reward your safe driving with a deductible that goes away. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital, now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
.5 WZAC, Danville, Madison, West Virginia.
Joe Linville, Doug Kennedy, topside here in the Hawks Nest. And we're about 45 seconds away from the national anthem and the starting lineups from the public address announcer here at the Hawks Nest. Doug, I'm going to have to put you on the spot here a minute. What is the keys of the game tonight for these two teams?
I think for Scott is to play good defense, get on the boards, and don't allow Logan to get those second chance points. For Logan, hey, you ride the horse that brought you here. You go to the running Wildcat basketball, shoot the three, move it up down the floor, and they always play that full court press, and they get after you.
I think for Scott, they definitely got to, make an effort on the boards tonight. Probably Logan's got them height-wise by maybe a couple inches average. It seems like all of Scott's players are the same height. They're right around that 6'6" height, and Logan, they've got a couple out there 6'2", 6'2", So, and I think Tackett, he probably goes about 6'3", 6'4", so. Anyway, calling the shots tonight for the Logan Wildcats will be Stevie Browning. And once again, we wish Coach Zach Green the very best in a speedy recovery. And now let's honor America with our playing of our national anthem. And now let's take a look at the starting lineups for both of these teams tonight. And for the Logan Wildcats, at guard, a 5'11" junior, wearing number 2, Scotty Browning. Also a junior, playing point guard, 6'2" junior, Garrett Williamson. At forward, Aiden Slack, a junior, 6'2". He's a junior.
Number 23, Jackson Kogar.
Jackson Kogar, a guard, comes in at 6'1". He's a junior, and Jackson Tackett, a senior, comes in at 6'3". For the Scott Skyhawks, it'll be Jaron Gator, comes in at 5'11", a junior, plays forward. Landon Stone, a guard, senior, comes in at 6'1". Isaac Setzer, a forward, 6'2". He is a junior, wears number 22. Braxton Dolan, a senior, plays guard, wears number 25. He's a senior. And forward, number 13, 6'3" junior, Reese Carden. You talk about some of these Scott players. Jaron Gator is averaging 9 points a game. Reese Carden, 21.5 points a game. Isaac Setzer, only 5.2, and Braxton Dolan, 9.1. So, hopefully both these teams will come out and play well, good sportsmanship tonight, and we'll see a good basketball game from start to finish.
Absolutely, Joe. This is what everybody showed up to, paid their $5 to come and watch two teams get after it.
The officials for tonight's game is Mike Lazo, Phil Porter, and Jason Buckley. Wildcats are on the floor. They are ready to go. It looks like it will be Jackson Kogar that will be doing the jumping for the Skyhawks, and it'll be Reese Carden jumping for the Skyhawks. Scott will be going from our right to left. Logan left to right. And Scott gets the jump, but they control the ball, goes to the Wildcats. With the ball over in the far corner, Scotty Browning kicks it back out to Tackett. Tackett comes out to the top of the key. Around the horn to Slack. Slack is back at the midcourt circle. Kicks it over to the right end of the wing to Kogar. Kogar shoots it back to Scotty Browning. Midway between the circles. Now it goes back to Kogar. Kogar puts it on the floor. He walked and spun and got by with one there. They send it across the way to Aiden Slack all the way on the other side of the floor. Now it goes back to Browning, back to Slack. Now Williamson tries to make something happen, and under the basket, partially blocked. Kogar takes one. He puts it back up, and he'll get the first 2 points of the ball game.
Good defense by Scott in that man-to-man. Did a nice job that time down the floor.
Isaac Setzer now has the ball. He finds Braxton Dolan wide open, but the bounce pass took a bad bounce out of bounds. Turnover goes to the Wildcats. Bringing the ball down the floor will be Williamson. Slack in the backcourt. Now Slack comes down to find his place under the basket. Now they bounce pass it into Slack over in the right wing. Bounce pass it on the floor to Tackett. Tackett trying to make something happen. He moves 3 ways, finally gets it, rolls across, and it will be a rebound by Garrett Williamson. He puts it back up on the second effort for 2 points. Here comes the Skyhawks. Setzer brings it across midcourt. Landon Stone drives all the way to the basket. Then he comes and kicks back out, sends it out to Jaron Gator. Now Dolan goes into the paint, and he's looking for help. He gets it out to Carden. Carden spins, and Carden picks up the loose ball. Now he gets it over to Isaac Setzer, and we have a foul on the floor, and that looks like that's going to go against Logan's Garrett Williamson.
Again, Joe, good defense. Scott's just got a rebound. Don't give Logan those second chance buckets.
Scott inbounds it under the room basket, sends to the backcourt to Carden. Into Stone. Stone turns and drives, and the pass is deflected. It's come up, coughed up, and Williamson will come up with it. Scotty Browning will go down. He'll get off a shot, but we have a whistle, and Browning will go to the charity stripe.
Joe, on the offensive end, Scott's got to protect the basketball, run their offense, get an open shot. They come down the floor with 2 turnovers.
I believe that foul went against Reese Carden. Browning at the charity stripe for the first one, and it will go. 6:12 into the first quarter. Logan leads at 5-0. Second shot up is good. 6-0 lead for Logan. Here comes Scott, just that quick. They're already on their side of the floor. Landon Stone gets it over to Gator. Now it's Reese Carden trying to make something happen. He drives into the paint. He loses the ball, sends it over to Braxton Dolan. He'll fire off a 3, off the rim. Rebound, Garrett Williamson for the Wildcats. They push it down the floor to Browning. Browning fires off a 3, and it's nothing but net for Scotty Browning. 9-point lead by Logan, 9-0 lead. Now Landon Stone fires off a 3, off the front of the rim. Reese Carden gets the rebound, goes to the basket, and he is fouled on the putback shot. And he'll go to the line for 2.
Great job by Carden, following the shot, getting a rebound, and getting a foul.
I'm not sure who the foul was on for Logan, but Carden's first shot is good, so the Skyhawks are on the board with their first point of the night. Logan leads at 9-1. Second shot is up, and it's good. 9-2, Logan run here early in the ball game. Logan brings the ball down the floor. Browning has it in the right wing. Now he brings it back out. It's deflected by Carden, and it goes out of bounds. It will be Scott Skyhawk basketball here midcourt. Scott will inbound it on the near side of the floor across from the score station. Landon Stone brings it across the timeline over to Gator. Gator looking, fires it over to Braxton Dolan in the left wing. Sends it back to Gator. Gator drives in, kicks it into Dolan. Dolan sends it over to Setzer. Setzer puts it on the floor, trying to make something happen. Bounce passes into Dolan. Now Landon Stone will fire off a 3. It'll not go off the back of the iron. And the rebound comes up from Aiden Slack. Now they send it down the floor to Kogar. Kogar still has it. Tackett has it, and Tackett will go to the basket. And we have a charge on the floor. And that basket will not count, and Jackson Tackett has his first foul of the ball game. Scott will inbound. Stone and Setzer brings the ball down the floor. Setzer sets up the play in the backcourt. Sends it over to the left to Stone. Stone drives, Swings it over to Braxton Dolan. Dolan is wide open, off the rim. Rebound, nobody there but blue and gold jerseys, and Tackett comes up the rebound. Now Scotty Browning has it over in the left wing, drives into the paint. Little jumper comes up short. Tackett comes up the rebound. He tries to get back up, blocked by Setzer. The ball is on the floor loose, and it's going to be, finally Scott comes up with it. Reese Carden coming out of there somehow with it. Now Setzer has it over in the left wing. He gets it over to Gator. Gator fires off a three. Off the back of the iron, will not go. Kogar comes down with the rebound for Logan. Here come the Wildcats. Back across the timeline. It's Slack controlling the ball. Hands it off to Browning. Browning, little floater off the front of the iron, will not go. Tackett with the rebound and the putback for two.
Joe Scott's going to have to rebound on both ends of the floor.
Landon Stone has it for the Skyhawks, trying to make something happen. Drives into the paint, kicks it back out to Gator. Gator just inside the charity stripe looking for help now, puts it in the hands of Setzer. Setzer goes in a long left-handed hook off the glass, and Setzer will put in two for the Skyhawks.
Great move by Setzer. He takes the ball, opposite basket, lays it in. Get 2 points for the Skyhawks.
Have a 30-second timeout taken by Scott. 3:44 showing on the clock here in the first quarter. Logan has jumped out to 11-4 lead. You know, you wondered there for a minute if Scott was even going to be able to find the board, and finally they get a couple of free throws and a basket. So they pulled it, within 5 points. So still, or 7 points. Still a lot to go here, though, in this game.
Scott came out defense, man-to-man, did a very nice job denying the basketball, and then they backed out of it. And every shot that's been there, you said it early, Joe, as a blue and gold jersey under that bucket. You don't see any white jerseys anywhere.
Logan wearing all blue tonight, white numerals, gold Wildcats, and block letters across the chest. Scott wearing that traditional white home uniform, black or gold numerals trimmed in black, Scott across the chest. Here come the Wildcats. They get it into Kogar. Kogar sends it back out to Slack around the horn. Slack has it into the hands of Browning. Now they get it into Tackett. Tackett's going to try to drive into the paint, and he'll roll one off the end of his fingertip for his second basket of the ball game. Carden has it over on the right side. Carden trying to make something happen. He drives in, and it will not go. And we have a tie-up. I'm not sure what that was all about. One of the Scott players went down, but Logan's bench emptied. That should have been a technical on Logan.
2 coaches come off of there, Joe. One of the players on the floor came across there, but there is a technical. What they called it on.
Here's the replay on Video Productions. It was Braxton Dolan and Tackett was trying to tie the ball up and go for it, and they both went to the floor, and then Logan's bench, about 4 players come over and a couple coaches. I don't think the players were mad. I think they were just fighting for the basketball. But it got a little heated there for a minute.
Yeah. I think the players that ran in was the actual players on the floor. I don't think player on the bench came over, but 2 coaches did.
And the foul, not sure, looks like Scott's going to be shooting the they're explaining to Stevie Browning what was going on the floor. Actually, apparently there was no technical on the floor. And apparently no foul. So as a tie-up is what it ended up being, and Logan has control of the basketball. Wildcats bring the ball in the backcourt is Williamson. Williamson across the timeline. Sends it over to Kogar. Kogar finds Browning over in the left wing. Now Browning drives it into the paint, looking for something to happen. He stops, shoots, it will not go. Slack comes down with the rebound now. Actually, Slack comes up. Oh, Slack took a long three-point shot. It was off the rim, bounced under it, over.
Technical foul caught on Logan. There's a push underneath the bucket after the shot. I think the call's going to go against Browning.
So we're waiting on the officials to go to the scores table.
Number 2, technical foul.
Yep. That'll be his first personal of the ball game. And now let's see, Reese Carden will go to the free throw line on the technical.
If anything else, Joe, I think the officials have got control of the game. They're not going to let anything crazy happen.
Carden missed the first one. The second one's up, and it's good.
So both teams now need to settle down and play.
Yeah, we're too early in this ball game to get chippy at this point. I agree. Scott will inbound it at midcourt. Jay Sharps checks in for the Skyhawks.
Coach Browning is giving a little lesson.
Yeah, that's his son.
Yeah.
he can get by with that with Scotty.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure, if there's any player on the team, he probably has it the roughest.
Yes, sir.
Into the backcourt to Setzer. Setzer comes across for Scott. Setzer trying to make something happen. Hands it off to Sharps. Sharps goes out the outer wing. Stone drives into the paint, tries to make something happen. He tried a little right-handed hook. It will not go. Rebound goes to Williamson. Williamson takes a jumper at the charity stripe. Will not go. Garrett Williamson gets his own rebound. Goes to the left wing. Now he kicks it back out to the floor. Julius Clancy into the lineup for Logan. Tackett has it. Tackett trying to make something happen. It will not go. And they're going to call a foul on Scott's Jaron Gator.
I think he caught it on number 5, Stone.
Oh, was it Stone?
Yeah.
Cogar. My family's from Webster County. If we're pronouncing it wrong, we apologize. Cogar. We'll call him Cogar. How's that? Like a cougar, Cogar. And Scott comes up the free throw. Rebound. Carden has it. Carden tries to go to paint. He was sandwiched down there, and he went to the wall. No foul called. Logan brings the ball back up the floor. Williamson has it. Kicked it in to Tackett. Tackett, a jumper, overshoots it. And Landon Stone comes up the rebound. Stone goes all the way from coast to coast, and he'll make it count for 2. 13-7. 1:44 to go in the first. Slack has it, gets it over to Cogar, and it bounces around. Finally, Cogar's ball will fall. Point number 4 in the game. Here comes Scott, just that quick. Already Stone has the ball down the floor. Over to Sharps, the right side. He'll bring it around the arc. Over to Kevin White. Kevin will go to the basket. Bounces it over to Stone. Stone goes into the paint. Off the glass. Landon Stone picks up 2 points.
Stone's got hot for the Skyhawks.
1:15 to go in the quarter. Scott has come back to trail 9-15. Slack has it. It was blocked. The shot was blocked by Scott. Kevin White comes up with the loose ball. And we have a Scott player down. Looks like Jay Sharps is down with his right ankle. We have a timeout on the floor. Give us the opportunity to catch our breath here just a little bit.
The steal on the play there, Joe, was Stone for Scott, number 5.
But Logan came down quickly in transition, tried to get it off. And as he tried to go for the shot, it was stripped pretty much out of his hands. He really had no opportunity to get the shot off, and it fell into the hands of the Skyhawks, and that's where we're at. 1:04 to go in the first quarter. Logan leads 15-9. Gator has it in the backcourt for Scott. Clancy punched the ball out and goes right into the hands of Dylan Grant. And it is in the corner. Reese Carden fires a 3. It will not go. And Tackett comes up the rebound for. And they're going to say
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout, Logan. With 47 seconds to go, we'll keep it here. For Logan, it's Cogar has 4, Williamson has 4, Scotty Browning has 5. For Scott, Landon Stone has 4, Setzer 2, Reese Carden has 3.
I think both teams have settled down now.
Yeah, they had to. Well, there's no way we could have won a full game with the intensity as we did in the first probably 5 minutes of this ball game.
Intensity's not bad. It's the pushing and shoving that goes with it. Just both teams relax, play your game, play hard, but know when to stop, But I will give the officials credit for cleaning it up.
Logan will inbound it. They'll send it into the backcourt to Slack. Slack goes all the way under the Scott basket to bring it around. Slack has the ball now. Looking for help. Sends it to Clancy. Clancy out near the midcourt line. They're just burning clock. Scotty Browning lost it. Reese Carton comes up with it. He's going to go coast to coast. He is fouled by Slack as he goes for the basket.
Nice job by Carton, staying with it, playing good defense. He gets the steal, goes down the court, gets the foul at the line shooting two.
24.4 seconds to go here in the first. Carton has the opportunity to bring Scott a little closer, and Carton's first shot is good. All of Reese Carton's points, all four of them have come from the floor. 4 for 5 from the free throw line. The opportunity for the second one. Second one is up, and it is good. Skyhawks pull within 4 after trailing 9-0 early. Logan will bring the ball down the floor. It will be Williamson controlling the ball. He'll go one-on-one with Carton. Bounces it over to the near side to Browning. Browning will put the ball on the floor. He'll go to the right wing. He's got some room. Goes with a little floater. Easy layup for Scotty Browning. Gator has the ball in the backcourt. Fires a half-court shot off the rim, will not go, and we're at the end of the first quarter play. The score of the Logan Wildcats 17, Scott 11. You're listening to high school basketball on WZAC, WVOW, and Video Productions.
Conveniently.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier.
My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Z92.
1 quarter in the book. Logan leads this one by a score of 17-11. Scott will control the ball to begin the second quarter of action. Jaron Gator has it in the backcourt. He'll send it over to Setzer. Setzer down to the far corner to Ian Geralds, who's checked into the lineup. Back to Gator. Setzer takes it. He comes to the top of the key. Back to Gator. Gator puts it on the floor, kicks it back to Setzer. Setzer looking for help. He fires off a three off the back of the iron. And Logan will come up the rebound. Tackett comes up with it, sends it over to Williamson. Williamson comes down on about an 8-foot jumper, and he'll make it go 4-2. 6 point of the ball game for Garrett Williamson. Scott now has the ball in the backcourt. It's almost stripped by Slack. Now they get it over to Ian Geralds in the corner. Geralds' shot will be off the rim, and it's tied up in the backcourt, and we have a whistle and a foul on Scott player. That'll go against Dylan Grant, who is checked into the lineup for Scott. That'll be his first. Grant will go to the bench as Landon Stone checks back in for the Skyhawks.
Scott's got to slow Logan down from making this run. That's what happened to him in the first quarter, Joe. They need to just slow him down, play good defense, and take their time on offense.
Williamson brings the ball up the floor for the Wildcats. Now he gets it over to Tackett. Out near the charity stripe, back to Williamson. Williamson trying to make something happen. Little one-handed shot. He'll make it go. He's got 8 points in the contest. Here comes Scott back down the floor just that quick. Gator to Setzer. Now they bounce past at the end, and it is finally stripped out. Scotty Browning has it. Now he'll kick it in to Koger. Koger's shot is too tough. Tackett comes up the rebound, and his shot will go, and he'll get a +1.
Scott's got to get on the boards, box out, prevent that second chance points.
Did they call that on Geralds or Dolan? That's the reason I hate sitting up here. You never know who the fouls are on. Jackson Tackett at the free throw line. His +1 will not go. Scott now inbounds it, brings the ball down the floor. Logan has jumped out to a 23-11 lead now over the Skyhawks. Skyhawks have got to make something happen to break this dry spell. Carden has the ball in the backcourt, over to Gator. Gator goes right, bounce pass into Setzer. Over to Stone. Stone comes in. He'll kick it over to Gerald. Gerald will take a long two-point jumper. Off the iron, will not go. Tackett. They just can't handle him. He comes up the rebound. Here comes the Wildcats. Bringing the ball down the floor is Williamson. Williamson spins around, brings it back out. Slack will take a three-point shot. Off the rim, will not go, and it will go. Oh, it is Tackett, saves it inbounds, but Gator comes up with it for the Skyhawks. Gator goes to the right corner, back out to Carden. Carden brings it back out, sets the play over to Landon Stone. And I think we had a kickball, so that Scott will inbound it under their own basket. Stone will inbound up for Scott. Bounce passes it in. Carden comes up with it. Now they'll bring it around to the top of the key. Carden tried to bounce it. It was just a bounce off somebody's foot or leg, and Logan comes up with the turnover. It is Williamson driving it in. They kick it over to the right corner, and it's Scotty Browning in the right corner for a long three. 26-11. And Carden's shot rolls across the rim. Rebound Logan. Here come the Wildcats over to the far corner. Slack will fire off a three. It will not go off the back of the iron. Reese Carden comes up with the rebound. And Scott has the ball. They bring it across the timeline into Stone. Stone, a little one-handed floater. Didn't even look. He just threw it up in an air ball. Logan comes up the rebound. Here comes Tackett, a little floater. And his 2 points will count.
Scott needs to settle down, Joe.
Logan is blowing this game wide open. And Scott will take a timeout.
30-second.
30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. 4:54 to go here in the second quarter, and Logan has jumped out to a 28-11 lead over the Skyhawks.
Scott just needs to take care of the ball on offense. You know, we've said it. We know it's rebound. It seems like when we shoot the ball, everybody's going down the floor. And
I thought, like I said in the pregame show, I thought they corrected that. The first few games they did that. The last two games they had been doing a better job staying and trying to protect the boards, but Jackson Tackett is just eating them up on the boards tonight.
And offensively, they need to take their time, move the ball. If they get a steal on the defense, and then push it. But this Logan team's not number one for nothing either, Joe.
That's exactly
they're a good
right.
team.
They are. Scott will inbound under their own basket. Landon Stone has the ball. Now he'll get it into Setzer. Setzer in the right wing. Kicks it out to Kevin White. He's checked into the lineup. White brings it back out to near the midcourt circle to reset. Setzer has it. Drives down to the charity stripe. Gator has it. Gator thinks about driving it in. Gator run into a Logan player. Now Setzer puts it up off the glass for two. Isaac Setzer now has 4 points in the game. Logan brings the ball down the floor. Williamson has it over in the left wing. Now they get it into Tackett. Tackett puts it into the hands of Slack. Slack, a little jumper will not go. And as the ball goes out of bounds, it's off the fingertips of Aiden Slack. It'll be Skyhawk basketball on the turnover. Skyhawks now inbound it. Gator brings the ball across midcourt. Kicks it to the near side to White. Into Setzer. Over to Geralds. Geralds will fire off a three. He's come up short. Tackett with the rebound. Slack brings the ball down the floor. Kicks it back out to the backcourt to Scotty Browning. Browning kicks it around to Williamson. He'll take a three-point stab at it, and it will not go. And a tussle over the ball between Aiden Slack and Ian Geralds. The ball goes out of bounds off of Slack. Slack was he slid out of bounds with the ball in his hand.
Awesome hustle by Geralds. Maybe that's something to get this Skyhawk team pumped up.
Kevin White and Jaron Gator in the backcourt. Now White gets it into Setzer. Now they kick it over to Gator. Gator drives into the paint, and he tried to bounce pass it in. It was off the Logan Wildcat leg, and they come up with a loose ball. Williamson brings the ball down the floor over to Scotty Browning. Scotty Browning loses the handle on the ball, but it goes out of bounds off of Kevin White. Logan will inbound it in front of the Scots cheering section. 3:28 to go in the game. Logan leads at 28-13. In the backcourt to Coger. Slack to Williamson, and Tackett puts it in for 2, and a foul on Scott. Is that foul on Setzer? I have no clue. And the +1 will be good for Tackett. That'll be his first 3-point play of the long game. Just that quick, Scott already has the ball down the floor. Off the hands of Gator. Slack comes up with it. He'll go coast to coast. And a charge on Slack. The points will not count, and Aiden Slack is charged with a foul. Scott was set. They knew he was coming. Here's the video productions replay. Here comes the ball down the floor. Slack has the ball, drives it all the way in. And for Scott, it was Setzer. He was already set, and he took the charge. 31-13. Logan leads at 3:07 to go in the first half. Kevin White bounce pass into Grant. Now Carden gets a 3 shot. He gets his own rebound. Carden drives it all the way in off the glass. Carden's second attempt will score. It's his first field goal of the game. Scotty Browning has it. He paused, a little floater, and it rolls around, and they'll fall in the basket for 2. Browning has 5 points here in the second. Jaron Gator goes all the way. A little floater for Gator. His first points of the ball game for Scott. 33-17. Williamson has the ball in the left court, drives in the paint, and they finally get it into the hands of Coger. Coger goes to the glass, and another charge, this time on Jackson Coger.
Sloan stepping in and drawing the charge on that play.
Here's the replay on video productions. As you can see, he drives in. Stone just already had his feet set on the Thornhill Auto Group replay. Scott has the ball down the floor. Jaron Gator takes a long 3 off the iron. Tackett comes up with another rebound. Tackett shoots the ball down the floor to Williamson. Scotty Browning takes a 3-point attempt from the corner. It's Dylan Grant coming up the rebound this time for Scott. Landon Stone has the ball. 2 minutes to go in the half. Kevin White fires one off. Reese Carden comes up the rebound. Jaron Gator drives it into the paint. Little floater off the glass. Makes it look easy. 4 points now for Gator and a whistle on the floor. And Stevie Browning is making a substitution. Looks like Derek Browning is coming into the lineup. I think it looked like is that Tackett had a little bit of blood on his nose?
Yeah.
So he went to the locker room. So Scott wants to keep this game going at this point with Tackett off the floor. Browning has the ball in the backcourt for Logan. He'll take a 3-point attempt. Off the iron, will not go. Gator comes the rebound. Landon Stone down the floor all by himself off the glass. 2 quick points for the Skyhawks and Landon Stone. Here comes Logan right back. Bringing the ball down the floor is Browning. Browning goes around to the top of the key. Kicks it over to Clancy in the backcourt. Clancy comes back to the right to Browning. Browning gets it in to Williamson. They get it over to Kogar. Kogar, actually, correction on that. That's number 42. I'm not real sure who that may be.
He's not listed on our sheet.
No, it's not. We'll get that one at the half. Kicks it around. Kevin White has it over to Stone. Stone shoots it back to Gator. Gator, the lane is closed now. Kevin White fires off a 3. Off the glass. Gator comes up with the rebound. Little jumper, and the floater will go. Jaron Gator has come alive here in the second quarter with 6 points. 40 seconds to go. Williamson finds Clancy down in the left corner. Clancy brings the ball back out. They send it back out to Browning in the backcourt. Browning comes out to near midcourt. He goes 1-on-2, back to Clancy. Clancy goes to the left wing, comes back to Williamson. Williamson sends it over to Browning. 17 seconds on the clock. Browning goes to the backcourt. Browning just dribbling the ball around, trying to kill some time. Now they get it into Browning, back to Williamson. Then they get it over to Williamson. His shot will not go, and the ball goes out of bounds, and that's the end of the first half of play. It has been a wild one here at the Hawks Nest to this point. The Logan Wildcats lead the Scott Skyhawks by a score of 35-23, and we are at the half. You're listening to high school basketball on WZAC, WVOW, Video Productions, and the Skyhawk Sports Network.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
At Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 119.
Did you know that 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in her lifetime? At Logan Regional Medical Center, your breast health is important to us. Our caring staff uses the latest technology, like 3D mammography, in a comfortable and welcoming environment to help you stay on top of your health. Speak to your provider about a 3D mammo at Logan Regional Medical Center. Always here for you.
In Peytonville, there's lots of ways to save on auto insurance.
Really?
Yep. Very proud of that. With Smart Ride from Nationwide, they can get discounts for safe driving.
Does she get one?
Mrs. Carmichael, safest driver in Peytonville, takes a lot of work and effort to be the safest driver in Peytonville.
What about this guy?
With Nationwide Smart Miles, the less he drives, the less he pays. The list of inspiring stories goes on and on.
I bet. I've never seen anyone do more with their retirement than you.
This is 92.5 WZAC, Danville, Madison, West Virginia.
We are at the half here at the Hawks Nest. The Logan Wildcats lead the Scott Skyhawks by a score of 35-23. And Doug, we knew we were going to see a wild game, and it has been a wild one right from the very start.
Yeah, it got a little touch and go, chippy, if you will, right there early. The officials took control of it, calmed everything down, and we've got a good game. Logan is pushing it. They're the number 1 team in the state, Joe. You could see Scott, when they do things right, when they play defense, rebound, the last minute or 2 of the second quarter right before the half, Scott scored 3 times after getting a rebound and going down, setting up a shot and getting a score. So Scott had some glimpses. They settle down, run their offense, play a little bit of defense, and rebound. They could be right back in this game.
Before we get into looking at the stats from the first half, we mentioned when we come on the air tonight we wanted to dedicate our broadcast to a couple of gentlemen, Howard Demerson Logan and J.D. Turley, who was a school teacher at Madison Middle, had a major influence, with a lot of these student athletes and students here at Scott High School over the years. Mr. Turley was 39 years old, had a long battle with brain cancer. They had several events for him over time and so forth. I didn't know Mr. Turley personally, but I have heard nothing but top-notch accolades, compliments about how he influenced so many students over the years that came through Madison Middle.
I heard the same thing, Joe. I didn't know Mr. Turley, but he must have been a wonderful man to touch so many young kids' hearts in this community. From what I understand, he was a West Virginia history teacher. Seen a lot of great testimonies and, sharing pictures and things like that Mr. Turley was a great man in this community. We were blessed to have him in this community.
Yeah, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. I understand he's got a couple of younger children or whatever, so to his wife and family and extended family and all those here at Scott High and Madison Middle as well that knew him and were touched by, his life over the years. And also, unexpectedly, Logan lost former Logan basketball standout Howard Jimerson on Tuesday night, I believe it was. Howard was only 67. I don't know a lot of the details, but I did yesterday on the news. I heard Speedy Bevins talking about him, about his time at playing basketball at Logan and his time at the radio station there at WVOW, and also the mayor. He was a member of city council there in Logan. Serafino Noletti was talking about how Logan will miss him, how he impacted. Howard was he was one of those guys out and about. You always seen him out on the street. I don't think he hardly ever missed a Logan basketball game. But anyway, our thoughts and prayers with both their families, and they'll be missed.
Yeah, both these communities have lost people that impacted both communities in a big way, and it's you don't replace folks like that. And heart goes out to both the Logan and the Madison communities. And
we'll go ahead and take a break as our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of Howard Jimerson and J.D. Turley. The score at the half, Logan leads Scott 35-23. You're listening to high school basketball on WZAC, WVOW, Video Productions, and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
The Boone Memorial Hospital.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
In Peytonville, there's lots of ways to save on auto insurance.
Really?
Yep. Very proud of that. With Smart Ride from Nationwide, they can get discounts for safe driving.
Does she get one?
Mrs. Carmichael, safest driver in Peytonville, takes a lot of work and effort to be the safest driver in Peytonville.
What about this guy?
With Nationwide Smart Miles, the less he drives, the less he pays. The list of inspiring stories goes on and on.
I bet. I've never seen anyone do more with their retirement than you.
I concur.
Let's go places. The all-new Thornhill Toyota on the Thornhill Motor Mile. Your total automotive experience just got better with one of the safest, most dependable lines of vehicles on the market, Toyota. Contact us today and let Thornhill show you what total automotive care is all about.
Logan Physical Therapy wants to help you. Have you been injured at work or in an accident? Come to Logan Physical Therapy and Doug Hibbs will provide a thorough, careful evaluation and create a comprehensive treatment program that will get you back on your feet. Logan Physical Therapy, turning setbacks into comebacks.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your
Skyhawks on Z92 and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
We are at the half. The Logan Wildcats lead the Scott Skyhawks by a score of 35-23. And let's take a look at the scoring from the first half of tonight's ballgame. First of all, let's take a look at the visiting Logan Wildcats. You know, we talked about how they normally spread the scoring across the way. We've got four starters. Aiden Slack has still not scored in the ballgame. All scoring is led by junior Scotty Browning with 12. Garrett Williamson has 8. Jackson Tackett has 9. Jackson Koger has 4. Chase Maynard come off the bench. He has 2. For the Skyhawks, Jaron Gator, he picked up 6 points here in the second quarter. Landon Stone picked up 6 in the first half. Isaac Setzer has 4, and Reese Carden has 7. Carden has 1 field goal from the floor. The rest of those are from the charity stripe. So that's where our scoring is at this point. Logan leads Scott by a score of 35-23. Doug, what's going to be the keys to the game in the second half for these two teams?
Logan's got to continue doing what they're doing. Scott, we've discussed it. First of all, on the offensive end, protect the ball. Do not make crazy passes. Work the ball inside if they can, and rebound on both ends of the floor. That's the key to Scott.
Tonight's game brought to you by Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home. And it looks like Tackett has been cleared to re-enter the game. He went out and the official checked him. He was having a little of a nosebleed there. I guess he got hit in the nose or something. So he went in right about a minute to go in the first half. So he's back out and he is on the floor. For Scott, it'll be Carden, Setzer, Gator, Dolan, and Stone. For Logan, it will be Browning, Slack, Williamson, Tackett, and Koger. Both teams have their original starting 5 on the floor. Logan controls on the inbound. They get it over to the right corner to Browning. Browning looks, kicks it back into Williamson. Williamson finally turns, makes a jumper off the iron, and it is rebounded by Tackett. Tackett spins in. It's blocked. He gets another rebound and right back in his hands, and he picks up 2.
Having 2 and 3 second chance, it hurts Scott.
That ball was knocked right back into his hands. He kind of got a little lucky on that one. Scott now has the ball. Stone gets it into Setzer. Setzer puts it on the floor. Off the iron, Tackett comes up with another defensive rebound. Here come the Wildcats. They get it down the floor to Koger. Koger inside the paint with the jumper will not go. Tackett with the rebound and a whistle. And I believe Gator got him from the side.
Maybe shooting 2.
So Jackson Tackett goes to the charity stripe for 2 shots. 37-23. Logan leads it. First shot is up. It rolls around and falls in. Tackett has all 3 points here, and we're not even a minute in to the third quarter. Second shot is up off the front of the iron. Almost got his own rebound. Gator comes up with it for Scott. Transition back down the floor to the Skyhawks. Kicks it out to Setzer. Stone has it now at the top of the key. Tried to bounce it in. They're going to say a kickball, and Scott will inbound it under their own basket. Stone will go down and inbound it. Stone looking for help. Gets it back out to Carden. Back out at the top of the key. Carden sends it over to Stone. Stone turns, goes into the paint. Stone goes off the glass, and he is whistled, and it will be a foul on Tackett. So Landon Stone will go to the charity stripe now for the Skyhawks, 4-2. First one is up and good. Skyhawks on the board here in the second shot is good. Whistle after the free throw. Logan inbounds. Now they bring the ball down the floor. Williamson sends it over to Browning. Browning to Slack. Slack out at the top of the key. Williamson has it, and he travels. Turnover to Scott. Wildcats up by 13. 6:50 to go here in the third quarter. Scott inbounds. Brings the ball down the floor. Here comes Landon Stone across midcourt to the right side of the floor. Sends it back across the way to Kevin White, who's checked in. Back to Stone between the circles. Back to White, over to the corner to Carden. Carden looks, sends it back out to Stone. Stone had time, now he drives into the paint. Little short jumper and a floater, and 2 points from Scott.
Good movement of the basketball for the Skyhawks on that play. Carden travels underneath the bucket, kicks it back out to Stone. Stone drives in and shoots.
Williamson brings the ball, gets it into the hands of Slack. Slack goes, it's punched out by Landon Stone, not once but twice. Slack comes up with it. Now they get it into the hands of Tackett. Tackett's going to try to drive into the paint. He swirls, swings, and gets the shot off. It will not go. Isaac Setzer comes up with the rebound. And a whistle. Oh, my gosh. Oh. They are going to whistle Setzer in the backcourt for the foul. Here's the replay on Video Productions. Rebound comes up. Setzer steps in and gets the basketball. Looked like cleanly. This looked like he laid his hands on him for a split second, and they call him on the floor foul.
The referee watched him all the way up the floor to make sure he didn't show him up.
Logan inbounds it. Now they send it back out to Browning between the circles. Browning comes around. Oh, my gosh, he just laid his hand on him. Man, they're calling everything. Yes, they let him play in the first half. Now they're calling everything. Foul charged against Stone. Logan inbounds it out to Slack. Slack sends it over to Browning. In the backcourt, Browning dribbles, trying to make something happen, dribbles into the arc, gets it back out to Williamson. Williamson spins, and it's blocked from behind, and a blocking foul. It's going to be charged against Landon Stone. Man, I don't know what those happened at half, but, man, they're calling everything. Stone now has 3 personals. Logan will inbound, sends the backcourt to Stone. Browning comes up with a long 3. It will not go. Kevin White comes up the rebound for Scott. Carden has the ball. Control of the ball between the circles of the backcourt. Gives it into Stone. Stone over to Gator. Gator with a 3-point attempt from the corner off the iron. Rebound Slack for Logan. Here comes the Wildcats. Slack's going to go coast to coast. Wide open lane. Nobody even close. Allows him to go all the way for his first points of the ball game. Scott gets the ball down the floor. Dolan has it. Gator off the glass. Too hard. Dolan trying to go for the rebound. It's stripped by Koger. Koger's bringing the ball down the floor. He goes, pauses, sends it over to Browning. Browning wide open for the 3. Off the rim, will not go. This time Braxton Dolan jerks down the rebound for Scott. Here come the Skyhawks. Sends it over to Stone. Stone fires off a 3. Off the back of the iron, will not go. Ball goes out of bounds. It is Scott Skyhawk basketball. They're saying it was off of Logan. Now Setzer checks back into the lineup. Cardinal inbound. He sends it way back to Gator in the backcourt. Gator goes toward the middle, sends it over to White, over to Setzer. Setzer drives around, trying to make something happen. Setzer comes in off the glass, too hard, rebound Williamson. Here come the Wildcats. Sends it over to Koger. Koger stops, shoots about a 10-foot jumper, rolls around off the iron, will not go. This time Setzer comes up the rebound. Over to Reese Carden. Carden off the glass for 2. A quick 2-point transition for the Skyhawks. Here comes Logan right back. They lead at 40-29. 11-point lead now for Logan. Williamson has it in the backcourt, looking for some help, gets over to Koger. Koger in the right wing, right in front of the Logan bench, sends it back out to Tackett, who comes out to help. Tackett trying to make something happen. He stopped, walked, ball. Gator comes up the rebound. Here come the Skyhawks. Gator goes to the left, back to Setzer to White. White puts it on the floor, looking for some help. Setzer wide open. He'll take the 3, and it'll go. Nothing but net for Isaac Setzer.
Setzer has impressed me, Joe. He's rebounding the ball, shooting the ball well. Maybe his spark can get the team going.
Skyhawks have pulled within 8. Williamson has the ball in the backcourt. He goes one-on-one with, he was with Gator. Now they come around. Here comes Slack. Slack kicks it over to Koger. His shot will not go. Gets his own rebound, but the putback, he'll score 2. Koger has 6 in the game. Here comes Scott bringing the ball down the floor. It is Gator. Gator stop, pauses. Now he hands it off to Reese Carden. Carden spins. Now he brings it back to the backcourt to Setzer. Setzer between the circles trying to make something happen. Bounce pass into Gator. Over to White. Reese Carden takes a jumper at the charity stripe. Off the iron. Will not go. Rebound Koger. Here come the Wildcats. Bringing the ball down the floor. Williamson goes coast to coast. And Jackson Tackett makes it look easy. The transfer from man.
Nice ball movement by the Wildcats on that play, Joe.
Gator brings the ball back down the floor quickly for Scott. Sets her at the top of the key. He'll go right. He'll drive into the paint. He'll spin. He'll go to the basket. Off the glass, will not go. Ball bounces. Slack comes up the rebound for Logan. Slack takes about a 7-8 foot jumper, makes it look easy with nothing but net. 4 points now in the quarter for Slack. Dolan has it. He drives down to the free throw line, brings it back out, sends it to Gator. Gator looking. Gator spins, sends it over back out to Braxton Dolan. Dolan looking to make something happen. And Dolan with a little spin putback shot. He finally comes up with 2 points.
And we have a 30-second timeout on the floor.
2 minutes, 2 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It is Logan leading Scott by a score of 46-34, 12-point lead for the Wildcats. Scott looked like they were kind of going to make a run there, and then Logan jumps right back into it and starts making things happen.
Logan.
The key for Scott, they have got to contain Tackett off the boards.
They do.
That's the only way they're going to win this ball game.
Even every time the ball goes up, we need to put 2 butts on Tackett. He does a nice job. Logan is very smooth, and they get after it. Scott's got to match the intensity and get on the boards.
Well wishes go to Zach Green, who is home recovering from an illness. Stevie Browning calling the shots here tonight for the Wildcats. Slack will inbound it, throws it across the floor to Browning in the backcourt. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Browning still has the ball, drives it all the way into the paint, spins, little floater, jump back, and it'll go for 2. Skyhawks quickly bring the ball down the floor. Stone has it across the timeline. Back out to Carden. Back to Stone. Carden will take a long 3-point shot off the back of the iron. Williamson comes up the rebound. Williamson now takes a long 3-point shot, and it will go. That was with an exclamation point on it. Here comes Scott right back. Stone has it at the 3-point line, drives it in, and a blocking foul they're going to get. Looks like
number 42.
42, that's Chase Maynard. And it looks like Maynard's going to the bench. They give Tackett a quick breather. Inbound to Carden in the backcourt for Scott. Now they send it over to Stone. Stone goes left, kicks it to Dolan. Over to Gator. Gator will fire off a 3 off the front of the iron. Rebound. Carden, he'll send it to Stone. Stone will fire off a 3. It will go. Landon Stone with his first 3-point field goal of the night. 1 minute to go. Another long shot by Williamson. Now Scotty Browning takes a shot, comes up short. Rebound, Tackett, put back, 2 points. Tackett now has 7 points in the quarter. They're saying Reese Carden, they're going to call a charge on him as he ran into Aiden Slack just inside the arc. Carden had actually passed the ball, but I don't think he saw Slack there and ran into him. Williamson will bring the ball down the floor. Over to Browning. Logan going to hold it for 1. Browning keeps moving back and forth. Gator sticks right to him. 23 seconds. Now they kick it back to Williamson. Williamson sends it back to Browning. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. Browning looking for something to have. Now they kick it over to Slack. Slack's shot goes overshot. Rebound, Tackett, his shot's overshot. Scott comes up the ball. Browning, or Braxton Dolan rather, fires off a long shot. It will not go. We're at the half. The score, Logan 53, Scott 37. We'll take a break. We'll be back with our final quarter of action after this. You're watching high school basketball. WZAC, WVOW Video Productions, and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will, with the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire. Even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't. The Michelin Premier Tire. Safe when new, safe when more.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
WZAC-FM, Danville, Madison.
Three-quarters of action in the books. One to go as the Wildcats lead Scott by a score of 53-37. Scott inbounds the ball. Start the half. Stone kicks it back out to Gator. Fires off a three from the top of the key. It goes in and out. Rebound, Braxton Dolan. Kevin White fires off a three. This time it'll go. Kevin White with his first points of the ball game. 13-point game. Logan leads it. Browning brings the ball down the floor. He'll drive it all the way to the paint. Goes around and Tackett gets the rebound. Put back for two.
Who else would it be, Jeff?
Exactly.
He's a good ball player.
The whistle on the floor. Apparently kicking the ball again. We've had a lot of that tonight when they try to bounce pass. Dolan has it in the corner, back to White, over to Gator. Gator kicks it back to White. Dylan Grant, now they fire it over to Braxton Dolan. He'll come inside the arc, kicks it back out around. Kevin White, he'll fire off a three. This time it will not go. Koger comes up the rebound for Logan. Browning has it. He's going to, man, I'll tell you what. Tackett just stood there, threw his spread eagle out there, created a lane for Browning, and he went right into it. Landon Stone's 10-foot jumper bounces off the back of the iron, falls through for 2 points. Scott has the ball. They still in the backcourt. Braxton Dolan.
Nice job. Nice job by White.
Garrett Williamson has the ball into Browning. Browning goes down to the paint. Now they put it in the Tackett. Tackett off the glass for another quick two. Tackett is wearing those boards out tonight for Logan. Kevin White has the ball in the backcourt. Over to Gator, back to White. Little floater into Stone. He loses the handle. Scotty Browning comes up with it. Browning comes up, stops, shorts on the three-pointer, and he'll make it count for three. 62-44. Logan jumps out to an 18-point lead. Gators floater off the fingertips, rolls across the iron into the basket. Browning back again. He'll take about a 10-foot jumper this time. He's making it look so easy. Browning already has 7 points here in the fourth quarter, and we're not even 3 minutes in. Gator has it for Scott at the top of the key. Tried to bounce pass it into Stone off the leg of Browning. The official is getting on Browning about kicking the ball. Browning really didn't make any attempt. He was just trying to get in front of the ball. Scott will inbound it in front of the Skyhawk cheering section. Into the backcourt to Braxton Dolan. Dolan over to White. Over to Setzer. Setzer over to Gator. Gator drives into the paint. Back to Setzer. Little floater by Setzer. Setzer almost got his own rebound. Tackett comes up with it. Over to Koger. Browning and they're going to say Jaron Gator stepped in front of Scotty Browning and commits the foul. Here's the Logan Regional instant replay. Logan gets the rebound. Now they send it over to Browning. It looked like
he's got to give him room though.
Yeah,
when he's back.
But I believe he had his feet planted though. He was close.
Yep.
Over and back, and the turnover will go to Scott.
Coach Browning didn't like that.
He did not like that at all.
He's getting a little sloppy.
5:09 to go. 64-46 lead for Logan. Ian Gerald from the left corner fires up off the iron, and the ball goes back up. Finally, Gator comes up with it. He gets a shot off. Jaron Gator comes up with 2 more. Here comes Logan with down the floor. Williamson has it. Kicks it over to Slack. Slack goes, stops in the middle of the lane, jumps, puts up the jumper. Tackett will get the points, but they are calling a foul on Tackett, and he's not happy about it.
They counted the points.
Yeah, the foul was after the shot. Now Patrick Beto comes out and wipes up a little bit of perspiration in the lane there on the Logan end of the floor. 66-48, still an 18-point lead for Logan with 4:41 to go in the game. Skyhawks bring the ball. They find Braxton Dolan. He'll fire off a 3. Off the iron, it will not go. This time Aiden Slack comes up the rebound. Here comes Williamson, puts it back into Slack. Same place on the shot. Bounce off the back of the iron. Slack now has 6 points in the ball game. Gator has it for Scott. Braxton Dolan back to Setzer in the backcourt. Gator has it, kicks it over to Carden. Carden fires off a 3. Will not go. Carden is off tonight. Not found the float. And they try to make it look easy. It looked like Koger was going to try to dunk one. The pass was too intense. Ball goes out of bounds. Turnover goes to Scott. 4 minutes to go in the game. Jaron Gator has it, spins at the top of the key, sends it over to Stone. Stone puts it back on the floor, looking for some help. Now, Stone goes to the basket, off the glass. It will not go. Somehow, Braxton Dolan comes up the rebound, and a little short jumper off the front of the iron. It will not go. Rebound, Aiden Slack. Here comes Logan. Williamson with the ball on the far side of the floor in the backcourt. Kicks it in to Slack. Slack bounce passes it in, and Koger tried to bounce pass it around his back. He put it right into the hands. And, oh my gosh, terrible call. I want to see a replay on that one. You could tell Koger was going to set the block down the floor. Here comes Dolan with the ball down the floor, runs down, and there's no way he got it. I mean, if he had his feet set, it was by a split second. That call, I guess, could have went either way. But the charge goes against Scott. The official's over there he's chewing Braxton Dolan out. But he goes to the bench. Now the referee is talking to Coach Sean Ballard. He's kind of acknowledging it. You can hear this Logan crowd getting fired up here as we're down to the final 3.5 minutes of this ball game. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll take a 1 minute timeout as well. You're listening to high school basketball on multiple outlets here on Video Productions Skyhawks Sports Network.
Diesel. This is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire. Even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't. The Michelin Premier tire. Safe when new, safe when worn.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
You're listening to the Scott Skyhawks on C92 and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
3:28 to go in the ball game, and Logan leads this one by 20, 68-48. Logan will inbound on the Scott end of the floor. They'll have to go full length of the floor. Inbound to Browning. Full court pressure now being applied by Scott. Browning has the ball. He weaves in and out into the hands of Slack. Slack off the glass real quick, too.
You got to get back and prevent those quick, easy buckets for Logan there.
Ball was blocked on the floor. Browning has it. Now he gets it into Slack. It's punched out by Gerald. Slack comes up with the ball. And we got a Logan player down in the backcourt. And it is Tackett. He is down. He's hurt. And we have an official timeout on the floor.
I didn't even see him down there.
I didn't either. I heard a thump, but I don't know what's going on. You can tell the young man's in pain. We will go ahead and take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with more. With 3:02 to go in the ball game, Logan leads Scott by a score of 70-48. You're listening to high school basketball, WZAC, WVOW, Video Productions, and the Skyhawks Sports Network.
I'm Jerry. You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
No, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier.
My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road.
3:02 to go in the ball game. Official timeout for an injury. Jackson Tackett, he was actually carried off the floor by Coach Browning and Coach Beto. They've got him over on the Logan bench. Looks like it might be an ankle injury. It looks like Coach Beto's looking at one of his ankles. Checking into the lineup is number 11, and I'm not sure who that is. Not on my roster. Browning has the ball in the backcourt for Logan. Kicks it over to 11. Into Slack. Slack off the glass for 2 more. 6 points in the fourth quarter by Aiden Slack. Scott has the ball in the corner. Reese Carden has it. Gets it into Gator. Gator tried to make something happen. Lost the handle. Slack comes up the rebound for Logan. Here comes Slack down the floor. Stop, pauses, kicks it over to number 11. And a three-pointer by Derek Browning. Puts the exclamation on this game now. Landon Stone fires off 3, will not go. Rebound Koger, stripped by Gerald. Gerald turns around, kicks it into Setzer. Setzer picks up a quick 2 for Scott. 75-50, a 25-point lead by Logan. Full court pressure being applied by Scott. Browning has the ball in the backcourt. And they will whistle a foul on Landon Stone. I know that's at least 4.
This Logan team is well-oiled machine, Joe.
And Scotty Browning will go to the free throw line for Logan. And now Coach Beto and looks like a parent carrying Jackson Tackett off to the locker room. As Browning goes to the free throw line with 2 minutes showing on the game clock. Browning's shot is up, no good. Jaron Gator comes up the rebound for Scott. Brings the ball across the timeline, back to Stone. Stone kicks it over to Gerald's, back to Stone. Round the arc. Bounce pass into Setzer, over to Gerald's. Gerald's will fire off a 3, and it will be off the iron, will not go. It is off the fingers of Scotty Browning. Ball goes out of bounds. Scott will go back, or ball goes back to Scott. 1:43 on the clock. Stone kicks it back to Carden. And a foul on the floor committed by Garrett Williamson. Ball into the backcourt to Carden. Stone dribbles the ball over to the left wing. Now he'll come back, tries to make something happen. Blocked from behind by Browning. Assisted by Slack. Now they kick it around. Derek Browning has the ball in the backcourt for Logan. He'll swing around to Scotty Browning. Browning between the circles, kicks it over to Derek Browning. Browning fires off a three, off the iron, rebound, Landon Stone. Here comes Scott, across the timeline, over to Gator, down to the corner to Carden. Carden with 2 points off the glass. Carden has 11 points in tonight's contest. 10 below is, looks like Logan's just going to try to dribble it out, kill the clock. 49 seconds to go. 75-52, Logan leads it. Now they get it over to Browning, and you can hear the Logan fans in the background cheering as this one's pretty much in the books as Logan just holds it in the backcourt. 30 seconds. I don't think I've ever seen one hold the ball, but at least dribble it around, do something.
Right.
Make it a little bit interesting anyway.
And the defense can, but they've chose not to.
Yeah, so. Scott's just backed off, let the clock run out. Final score is going to be 75-52. This game much closer than the first game between Scott and Logan at the Logan Fieldhouse. That's the buzzer. Final score, the Logan Wildcats 75, the Scott Skyhawks 52. We'll step aside. We'll come back with more of our Boone Memorial Hospital postgame show after this. You're listening to high school basketball on WZAC, WVOW, Video Productions, and the Skyhawk Sports Network.
For over a century, this is Boone Memorial Hospital. Compassionate, personal, quality care that's close to home with caring, skilled physicians and large private inpatient rooms.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With a revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't. The Michelin Premier tire. Safe when new, safe when worn.
You can breathe easier at Boone Memorial Hospital. Now with pulmonologist Dr. Richard McNeely. Come see us if you have concerns about your breathing issues.
Boone Memorial Hospital, bringing medicine home.
Whether you need insurance to protect your home, car, business, or your family's financial.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
Where is your one-stop shop for all your hardware needs for that repair or do-it-yourself project around your home or business. Check out their all-new and complete line of Diablo drill bits and saw blades for virtually any tool and any project. Open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and on Saturdays until 5. Shop where the local contractor shop, Barker's Hardware in Danville. Free parking the entire length of the store.
This is 92.5 WZAC, Danville, Madison, West Virginia.
Welcome back to the Hawks Nest, where the Logan Wildcats, #1 team in the state, knocked off Scott. They'll take their record to 8-0. Scott will drop to 4-5 on the season. Quickly, let's take a look at scoring for tonight's game for Logan. Scotty Browning and Jackson Tackett led all scoring with 21 points apiece. Garrett Williamson had 11. Aiden Slack with 10. Jackson Koger had 6. Derek Browning with that 3 there at the end of the game, and Chase Maynard with 2. For Scott, it was all scoring led by Landon Stone with 15. Isaac Setzer had 11. Jaron Gator had 10. Braxton Dolan 4. Reese Carden was held to 11. Kevin White come off the bench with 3. So that's a look at our scoring. Doug, we need to name a couple of players of the game tonight, the Boone Memorial Hospital players of the game. I'll let you pick Logan.
I'm going to have to go with Browning, Joe. He's very smooth. Lost his temper early, got settled down, and he showed what type of player he was there the rest of the game.
I'll tell you what, as far as Logan goes, I would have to almost say Jackson Tackett was also a co-player of the game. They both had 21 points, but he controlled the board. He controlled the game for Logan offensively and defensively on the board. For the Skyhawks, I'm going to go with our player of the game, Landon Stone. Seemed like he was a little slow getting points, but there in the second half kind of picked things up. He picked up his hustle, tried to make things happen for the Skyhawks. So Landon Stone is our player of the game for Scott, and Scotty Browning is our Logan Wildcat player of the game, brought to you by Boone Memorial Hospital. Quickly, let's take a look at our WZAC Skyhawk Sports Network schedule. We'll be back here in the Hawks Nest as well as video productions on Tuesday night as the South Charleston Black Eagles come into town. And then we'll be right back here a week from tonight in the Nest as the Wayne Pioneers in a Cardinal Conference matchup will come into the Nest, and they'll take on the Skyhawks next Friday night. Also, we'll have the girls' game. The rematch between Scott and Logan is rescheduled. They were supposed to play Thursday night. It's been bumped up a week. Both teams will be here on Thursday. Logan girls are number 1 in the state as well, and I think they're still undefeated. So Logan's got a couple of heck of basketball programs going on right now. Doug, any closing thoughts?
You know, I was very impressed with Logan pushing the ball. They played very well. Coach Zach Green should be very proud of his team tonight. Scott, they play in spurts, Joe. But they showed if they get on the boards, slow down offensively, and play some defense, that they can play with Logan. They drawed it back within 7 at one point, but they can't let those spurts go for so long.
I guess what I was impressed about, Scott didn't shoot the ball well tonight. Their percentages, if we had them, they would be very, very low, probably maybe even in the 20s. Logan, I thought overall played a good game. Their hustle, and like you said, they didn't get rattled. Scott came within 7 at one point. They didn't get rattled. They just buckled down and played Logan Wildcat basketball and drove the score right back up. So our hats off to them, and wish Coach Zach Green and the Wildcats very successful rest of the season. That's pretty much going to wrap up our coverage tonight. Once again, our engineer here in the Hawks Nest, Joe Mounts. Our cameraman is Austin Morris. Once again, thanks to Fred Dameron at the studios of WFGH for providing our streaming services. I'm not sure who's back at the WZAC studio. Terry Buckaloo at WVOW in Logan. Thanks to all the guys who work behind the scenes, because they make our job much, much easier, and we couldn't do them without them. And before we step aside, once again, as we close out tonight, our thoughts and prayers with the Howard Jemison and the J.D. Turley families as both communities have lost somebody that was very instrumental in their community. It's going to wrap up our coverage. For Doug Kennedy, I'm Joe Linville. We'll see you Tuesday night right back here on the Skyhawk Sports Network.